Hi, everybody. This is Pat here from the Smashing Skull Sessions, and welcome to another episode of the Review Room. This week, I'm joined by Rich Murphy and Tim Peenenberg. That's great to have you back again.
Hi, Pat. It's good to be back.
We're missing Rich Bewley, as you can see, lads. I know you're going to miss him. We'll miss him terribly, lads, won't we?
Yes. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. The honesty and the sincerity, Rich. We miss you, man. Before we kick off, lads, a big shout out to our sponsors, Rising Suns Brewery, right here in Cork. If you're ever in the city, lads, grab a few beers, class stuff. Right, 6 more tracks for you, lads, to listen to. How'd you get on with them this week? Overall?
Yeah, overall good. Yeah, we get some good music, don't we?
We tend to pick them. Just for people who don't know, we pick a track each, and then we take 2 tracks from the bands that put them forward to us. That's basically how we do it for now, but that could change. Right. Track number 1, lads, is a band called Glen. They've released their track called Polymorphine from the album I Can See No Evil. This has been released on the 20th of October. They hail from Germany, they hail in Berlin, and they released an album called Pull back in 2021, which I actually reviewed on another website. Fantastic album. I'll say no more, have a listen, and we'll have a chat about it. Right, guys, so there you have it. The first track of the evening, that is Glen. The track is Polymorphine, coming from the album I Can See No Evil, which has been released on the 20th of October. Let's go to Tim first. Tim, what do you make of that track?
Yeah, it took me a couple of spins
to
get it in my system, under my skin, and it finally did. I really like the drumming in this. A little bit offbeat, a little bit jazzy vibe in it. With overall the guitars a little bit building. And I really liked also the nice guitar solo at the end. Coming in as an.
That was a surprise, Tim. Actually, I thought as well. I didn't expect that. That gave the track just an extra
level, an extra layer.
It did, yeah.
So that was a good choice to put it in there, I think.
Yeah, very good. I love this band's clever use of repetition. You know what I mean, Tim?
Yeah.
You hear everything builds, it stays there. What they kicked off with keeps just adding layer upon layer until you get to this beautiful wall of sound. They're melodic patterns, lads. That stoner psychedelic buzz, that's just always in the background. It's just something that was in their previous album as well, Pull, if you've ever heard of that. So yeah, I can't get enough of these guys. That feel good summer vibe, that up tempo track, and like you said, Tim, that solo at the end.
Yeah,
you know, it's not an amazing solo, but it's just unexpected.
Yeah, it's fitting in there, and it's not, like you said, it's not an amazing solo, but it fits in the song.
Yeah,
It's an extra dimension on the song.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned a wall of sound. I think you also said like something in the summer. I think more that vibe that what sticks more to me, and not really a wall of sound.
Okay, all right.
Okay, but yeah, the vibe, overall vibe.
Good vibe to it. A good vibe.
I finally digged it. Yeah.
Well, what you said, Rich? Any?
It definitely got a good vibe to it, and it was an enjoyable song to listen to. Like you say, the solo at the end was slightly unexpected. And I think the reason it takes a few listens to get into is the way that it builds and repeats and builds and repeats the little, bits and pieces slot in here and there. So it really does take a listen to get your head around it. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like you said, Tim, it does get under your skin after a while. It just creeps in there, and it's locked in. That melody, that vibe is there. And you know something? It always sounds like it's like a jamming session. Do you know what I mean? When these guys get together, that's the sound I get. I can just see them enjoying it, having that improvised jazzy session, like you mentioned again, jazzy vibe as well there, Tim. Yeah. So overall, guys, I think a great track. As I mentioned, lads, this has been released on the 20th of October. Glen is the band, Polymorphine is the track, and Jesus, definitely go check their Bandcamp page, guys. Right, we'll move on to track number 2. This is an Irish band, so there's a bit of pride here now, I suppose, as I bring this band forward. They're from Northern Ireland, lads. The band are called Domhain. The track is called The Morning Star, and it comes from the album Nimue. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Right, I don't know what to say about this. This is a lot of doom metal. It brings you back to the early 90s doom and atmospheric metal. But look, we'll have a listen and see what you think. So there you have it, some beautiful atmospheric doom, dark metal, whatever you want to call it. The band are Domhain. The track is called The Morning Star. Coming from the album Nimue, which is also being released on the 20th of October. Seems to be a good day to be catching some new music, lads. Coming from Northern Ireland, Rich, what did you make of this?
I love this. Absolutely loved it. Right up my street. I think you summed it up in the intro there. Atmospheric, doom, dark, black. It's really atmospheric. I love the mixture of, traditional instruments with electric instruments. I've always liked that, whether it be Eluvite or whatever it is, that sort of musicianship. I adore it. It's just the sort of track, and there are quite a few of these with me, but it's the sort of track where you can turn the lights out, put it on, and just listen to it, and it'll take you to different places. I really enjoyed it. I think there are so many different elements within it. There's always a surprise every time you listen to it. There's something new that comes along you hadn't heard first time. I really enjoyed this.
There is so much in it, isn't there? Like, it's 10 minutes long, which is the perfect length for a track, I think. If you're ever to sort of average a track length, I think 10 minutes is the way to go. But like, this just encompasses everything I love about the music I grew up listening to, this doom metal, this atmospheric metal from the early 90s. And I just mentioned off air there to Rich, everyone, that there's a band called In the Woods, and they had an album called Omnio out back in maybe 93 or 1994, I'd say. And the final third of this track, it just brings me back to the day I bought that album when I was absolutely blown away. You know, it's incredible. This track really hit me hard. Like another small little thing I found in it was the vocals, the dual vocals when they come together. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And
yeah, they work perfectly together.
They work brilliant. And I heard Fleetwood Mac, Go Your Own Way, that track where the two vocals come together. It was just a beautiful thing.
That's a long way from In the Woods.
A long way, but that's what I mean. If you can draw comparisons from places like that, you're doing well. But again, the cello lads, you can never beat a bit of cello in music. They have two cellists actually on this. They have Jo Quayle, who does A Pile of Stone Upon Her Grave, one of the last tracks on the album, and a girl called Raul Andueza, who does cello on this track. So big thumbs up for me. Tim, what's your making yourself?
Yeah, definitely a thumbs up. I have to say, honestly, it took me a while to get into this song also, because especially, and then I thought, why does it take me a while? Because there's so much in it, and it's obviously very played very well. And then I think, to me, especially in the last part, the guitar work doesn't really appeal to me. It's a bit flat, a bit. Nothing really happens in there, I think, and then the song takes a bit too lasts a bit too long for me.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's of course.
Look, everybody's got their own opinion, and I thought then, Tim, I could have listened to that go for 15, 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I just love how it transitioned through different parts, But again, we spoke of vocals, lads, on our last episode. They have it spot on here. The growls are perfect. Her vocals are heavenly, when the two of them come together, it's a beautiful thing.
Even when they don't come together at the beginning, when her vocals are very low in the mix, it really works well there as well.
That is
They're the
nice.
sort of band, and there are some bands that you think they would be really good to see live because you get the atmosphere of it, and I think they might fall into that category.
I will be seeing them actually in 2 months' time, so can't wait for that. Right, so there you have it, lads. That is Domhain from Northern Ireland, from Belfast. The Morning Star is a track. The album is coming on the 20th of October, like I said. Jesus, I don't know how I describe this. It is doom metal, it is atmospheric. But if you have any inclination to heavy music of any kind, I think there's something. I think you'll find something in this track. That's what I reckon. Yourselves, any more to say in it, lads? No, all good. All good. We're fucking too nice all together, aren't we? Right.
Cool.
We're missing Rich, you see. Rich's honesty is fucking is missing.
Different level does Rich.
Actually, speaking of Rich, this is his track, lads. We're going to do next. Rich Bewley, thanks for leaving this one with us. This band is called False Hope for the Savage. The track is Cinders. These guys hail from Cardiff in Wales. Atmospheric post-rock, I think, would be best describing them. But look, have a listen, lads, and see what you think. there you have it, guys. That is False Hope for the Savage, the band. They hail from Cardiff, from Wales. The track is Cinders. It comes from their debut album. Let's go straight to Rich M on this one. Rich.
Yeah, I mean, this was Rich's track. As I went down the tracks that we were listening to beforehand, it was obvious that this was Rich's track. And I guess the opening words should go to him. I asked him what I should say about his song.
Okay.
He sent me the words luscious, glistening, cinematic. It's not a Three Little Words location. It is his review of the album.
I can actually hear him say those words. Actually, they come straight out of his mouth, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably agree with the glistening. It certainly does glisten. It's a typical sort of post rock and all very nice. And I do like the fact that they don't overdo either the pretty stuff at the beginning, and they don't overdo the build stuff at the end. It's very restrained within itself. For me, I like a little bit more edge to my music, but it's perfectly listenable, and I did enjoy it, and I've listened to it more than once, and I would like to listen to more of their music. I think their album's out soon, maybe. I can't remember the date.
I think it's actually out already, if I'm not mistaken. I can check that one. Yeah. Tim, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree with the word Rich. The word Rich is said before. Yeah, I like the song. I like to listen to it. Well played. Not really completely new, of something new, something different. Very, very well played post rock, I think. So yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, I suppose I'm going to echo the same thing as you, lads. This is, if you're knee deep in post rock and that is your be all end all, this is just a beautiful track, and it's probably, I honestly didn't get a chance to listen to the full album. It's out actually since August the 18th, guys, just so you know. But I like how they balance the delicate and the heavier aspects of this sound. No, I did think the intro maybe was over 2.5 minutes before it finally broke, and it's only a 4.5 minute track. So maybe, like you, Rich, I like a little bit of heft and a bit of bite to my music, even post rock and even ambient post rock.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing about these guys, and I actually wrote it down here in my notes, was, get the melody and the emotion right, and the rest sort of just follows. It looks after itself, and that's what they got right in this. There's great melody, there is emotion in it. So yeah, post rock.
And Rich is our post rock guru, so to speak. And he would wax lyrical about this song. I know he would really enjoyed it. So to give more of a post rock slant to it, it is a very good track.
Yeah.
Just maybe not quite what I would seek out, but I would definitely listen to it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So, like, if you're into post rock, so Rich, if that's your scene, like,
absolutely,
you should know about these guys.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you'd agree, Tim. Yeah.
Yep.
Great stuff. So, lads, there you go. All good words again, and all the best. And thanks for letting us share your track, lads. That is False Hope for the Savage. The track is Cinders. This track, as I said, is out there since August the 18th. 7 tracks on their Bandcamp page, as it's on vinyl, it's on CD and digital. Like, so give them your support. Give them the support. Right, we are moving nice and fast here, lads. We are on track number 4. This is a collaborative solo project, and this guy got on to me a couple of weeks ago, dropped his album into the inbox, and so I'm only delighted to give him an opportunity here. The band goes under the name of Etnah. Waridi is the track, and it comes from a self-titled EP, and let's give you a listen to it. There you have it, lads. Some beautiful ambient post-rock there from Etnah. The track is called Waridi. It's a self-titled EP, and it's a collaborative solo project. And again, third track to be released on the 20th of October, guys. So that's a Bandcamp Friday, if there was ever a Bandcamp Friday. Right. Let me see. Soothing, comfortable, atmospheric, experimental post-rock, really. It sort of ticks all those boxes, lads. Will be right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I think viewers probably agree. It's a place and time music for me.
absolutely.
If you're doing certain things, you want something in the background, you wanting to really chill. I think it's excellent for that. There are certain places and times I probably wouldn't have it on because if I'm driving, I need something to keep me going.
Keep you awake.
But it's beautifully made. The musicianship in it is fantastic.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like the intro. I loved the piano in it. Was very sort of Sigur Rós styled. I thought it was beautiful. And again, I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to keep saying it. I suppose the trumpet and the cello in post music is a joy. I just think they're made for this type of music, lads. What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, exactly like you said. I really like the opening. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but you have the piano is more in the, I think, in the minor, and then the cello comes in more major. How you call it? Minor or major. Tones. I really like that contrast in there, and then there's a lot of trumpet and all other instruments are joining in, and it still sticks together all in a very
it's very subtle, Tim, isn't it? Like this track, as you mentioned, Rich, this isn't one to play in the car, really. This is one with the feet up on the couch and the headphones in.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not a big fan of brass instruments. I love cellos, I love violins in metal. I think it works really well. I'm not a big fan of trumpet or trombone usually. I think it works really well in this. I don't know if it comes from a childhood where I was jazz too much and trumpets. I just no. But
it's not an age thing, Rich, is it? That when we get to a certain age, we tend to appreciate trumpet sounds, trombones, and jazz influences more than we.
No, it's a one-off. I'm not going to be listening to brass band music anytime soon. It's a one-off.
Would you listen to jazz, Tim? Would you?
I listen to jazz. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, not all sorts of jazz, but I really can appreciate that a lot of metal bands are incorporating jazz a bit more, like White Ward, black metal with some jazzy passages with trumpet for 5 minutes in the last album. Yeah, I really like that combination. And then the aggressiveness from black metal.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, jazz is the one thing I struggle with. I always think it sounds like there are 6 people in the band all playing 6 different songs at the same time.
Yeah,
that's the way
they do.
Well, maybe that's just the thing, is it? I mean, like, I don't know. Jazz isn't my cup of tea either, like, but I do feel I'm beginning to appreciate it more as I get older. I do believe it's a bit of a generational thing that you appreciate. Maybe you're appreciating the musicians more so than
maybe
collective.
Because as I get older, I like my black metal more, so that can't be an age thing.
No.
Getting the grandchildren a black metal t-shirt for their first and second birthdays, classy. Right. What else am I going to say on this track, lads? This is being released on vinyl by Dunk Pressing.
Okay.
Which is an interesting one, like, because I mean, Dunk, as we all know, lads, great label. They always get it right. So if they see something in this, has to be worth checking out.
Yeah.
So there you go, lads. That is Etnah and Waridi, self-titled EP, released on the 20th of October, and it's a collaborative solo project being released on vinyl by Dunk Records. And from Frankfurt in Germany, great stuff. Thanks for sharing the track, and I hope everybody goes and checks out your Bandcamp page. Thank you very much. Right, number 5 in our list. I'll let you introduce this one, Rich. This is your own track.
It is, and this is a song called As Titans by Godthrymm. This is from their second album, which I believe was out end of August, 18th of August, maybe. And yeah, let's have a listen to it and see what everyone thinks.
And speak loads. Right, guys, there you have it. What a fucking huge track that is. Godthrymm, that is As Titans. Tim, lead us out with this one.
Yeah, brilliant song. Very, very cool. In the beginning, I was already reminded to Old Paradise Lost. A little bit of the Greg McIntosh vibe in it. So like, wow, cool. And then the crushing riffs coming in. And later on, there's a very cool, like a duet with the clean male vocals and the female vocals. And I really want to give a shout out to the female vocals, because I think, wow, they were very, very good, and they a bit of reminded me of Alea Stanbridge from did also some guest vocals on A Swarm of the Sun. Rest in peace. So yeah, very, very cool. And then the song keeps me interested from the very beginning until the end. So that a bit of what I liked before with the Irish band. You pronounce it.
we'll go with Domhain for that.
Yeah. But this track, this has everything in it. So it's very cool.
Like, would you compare those two tracks and those two styles of music? Both these bands?
Not really, but also in the length and the, with the clean vocals and the female vocals. This hasn't really very much vocals in, but a little bit,
Yeah, so, again, I suppose this I speak about the music being right down my alley. Like, this is epic British doom.
Yeah,
as it's meant to be played. We could speak forever about the bands that have influenced are part of this, like My Dying Bride, Etnah, Solstice, Valiant Fear. Jesus, like, it's all there, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
One little quip, if there was one. The synths that are in this, they could have been a bit more upfront. I thought they maybe were a bit too far back in the mix. I know I love a big chunky riff now, like we mentioned earlier, a big heavy dirty riff, like, but again, there's moments when the synth comes in, I thought if there was a bit more kick behind it, would have given the track a little bit more of something, I don't know. But look, just taking nothing away from this. As you said there, Tim, it begins like the Paradise Lost vibe, and then you get your Anatoma's dual guitar, the way they drag those chords, that effect. Yeah, geez, I don't know. And again, My Dying Bride, look, is all over it with Hamish obviously being on board. Like Gods of the Sun and Angel in the Dark River, especially those two albums, I think were echoed in this more than others.
Yeah.
I go on, Rich.
Sorry, I love this track. I think the pacing of the track is outstanding. I think it is a very soulful, sort of solemn track, but it's also got those sort of twin guitar riffs in it that really got some heft to them.
Yeah.
I just think it's a great piece of doom. Showcasing Yorkshire doom as they should be.
Yeah. It's like it is the hub for it, like, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really well done. Like Tim was saying, the female vocals, which is Catherine Glencross, I believe it's Hamish's wife. Beautiful vocals. I just thoroughly enjoyed this track, and the album has been played a lot.
But yeah, like I'm actually surprised. This was my first listen to these guys when you brought this to the table, Rich, and I can't believe I've missed out on this music over the last couple of years. I have a lot of catching up to do.
You do.
Do you know one very interesting thing actually on the vocals? We mentioned the female vocals, but Hamish, I'm assuming Hamish is singing himself. Like Lane Staley's from Alice in Chains. There's that tone and texture to it. I know it's a grungy thing, but I just think there's a tone he has here, which I think is brilliant. I love it. Because a lot, some of the old doom was very, very clean in vocal. It was either a very, very deep growl or very clean, like Solstice or someone.
Yeah.
I liked the slight rasp in this.
Yeah, no, I love the vocals, and I can see where you're going.
Yeah.
I can see the connection. Not too close, but
good. Because when you step back, I said I fucked up here. You can hear it.
That's me thinking. I have to tip my brain to the back of my head to get a thought out.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, you mentioned about the keyboards being low, and music is all about opinions, but you're wrong. It's fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to say anything against this track because it's your track.
No, I'm not.
No, but as I said, that was a very, very, very minor quip I had. So yeah, that's like. I think also it's great to hear bands playing this music again because, we're reliving Paradise Lost coming back touring again. My Dying Bride are still touring.
Yeah.
Pity and Etnah aren't anymore. But it's great to see this come from that, and this feels like it's got a new energy.
And for me, I love a great spectrum of metal, and always have done and always will do. But I guess a lot of us do this. We go through phases about what type of metal we're gravitating towards, and we rotate it. And so the last year or so, I've been towards the post-metal.
Yeah.
And I've really got swung back towards doom, probably since Dark Tangent and seeing Bellwitch and a lot of other sort of doom bands there. It's thriving and it's doing well, and long may it continue.
Is another band that a little bit got remembered of by the clean vocals is Solitude Aeternus.
Good call, actually, Tim. Yeah.
Sometimes
again,
yeah.
Again, I just think there's a rasp in this vocal. It's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is there a new wave of this doom metal coming, Tim or Rich? Do you think, or is this just a band sort of on their own bringing it?
I think there is. I think it's doing well. I've seen it around festivals, more doom bands, more doom people wearing T-shirts.
Yeah.
I think it's a thriving genre. I think it's definitely coming back.
Yeah. Still,
maybe I fell out of it for a while, so because I would have been big into the scene. So I must have lost touch, because that's why I asked the question, because I haven't heard anything new and fresh that caught me like this has, because I'll always fall back to the old school, like.
Yeah, one band that I really like, Dream Unending. They really love American band, I think, but they really love the old peaceful era label sound, like label sound. So they bring that really back in their own sound. So I could really recommend that the band if you never heard of it. But
brilliant, I'll try that out.
Yeah,
there's another rabbit hole to go down.
This is it, lads. When you hit that Bandcamp page with a plan, it just fucking falls asunder, doesn't it?
It does.
It never goes the way you plan it. Right, lads, we have one more track to go. This track, Tim, I'll let you make the intro. This is all yours.
Yeah, the song is from a band called A Pregnant Light. It's a one-man band from Damien Master. And the man released a lot of songs and albums this year alone. And I really would give him a platform for people to discover his music. So this song,
here we go, lads. This is what's the track called, Tim? My Right Side.
My Right Side, yeah.
Yeah, here we go, guys. Have a listen.
My fingers wander, my eyes do not, my arms are stronger than you thought. Murmur, countess, we are nothing if not luxurious.
That is A Pregnant Light. The track is My Right Side from the album The Eighth, and that is Tim's recommendation for this week, lads. Rich, we go to you on that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This track's got a lot of energy to it. It's definitely got a lot of energy to it and takes you with it. We were having a discussion a minute ago. Well, how do you describe this? Well, I don't think you need to. It shouldn't be pigeonholed. It's just good music, and we had this discussion about genres a few shows ago. It's quite stripped back and basic. There's not a lot. It sounds like there's not a lot to it, but there is a lot in it, if that makes sense. It sort of contradicts itself that way. The vocals are fantastic. I love that sort of hardcore sort of vocal over the top of it, which is in contrast to the music a lot of the time. It doesn't sit with it, but it works, and I really enjoy this. I think it's a great track, and for me, this is a summer track.
Yeah. Like that intro wouldn't lend to the vocal that follows. No, like you wouldn't have expected that at all.
No. So it is a track of contrasts, but I really did enjoy it.
But you made a very good point as well there, Rich. Like it sounds very basic. It sounds very stripped back. You've got your guitar, bass, drum, and vocal.
And there's a lot of space between them, but it isn't basic. There's a lot going on, so it sort of fools you. I have to admit, it's quite new to me. I'd not come across him before, and I really enjoyed it.
It is a driving track, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tim?
Yeah.
What do you think? Obviously, this is your baby.
Yeah, and the song is even better listened as a whole in the whole EP, because there are 5 songs on it, on the 8 EP, and they all flow into each other.
Yeah.
So at the end of this song, you hear it's finished, but on the EP it flows into the second song, and it's a package. It's all one. Yeah, it's flowing into each other, and I really like his vocals, and this, like I said before, the man is an artist, and he channels his emotions, or his thinking of where he is in his life through his music. So then he says, well, okay, I'm going to focus on next year releasing a new album, and 2 months later you have a new EP. Like, okay, these songs needed to get out first before it can go to the album. So he
obviously couldn't sit in them that long. Like
no. He's a workaholic, I think, and he's very honest on those things. So he's productive. Yeah. So earlier this year, I reviewed for the Smashing Skull sessions Capacity for Living.
That's right.
album, and I compared his vocals to a little bit about Chuck from Death with Rob Lind from Blood for Blood, Ramallah. The hardcore edge on it, and more, yeah. So yeah, but
Interesting. That's an
more
interesting.
black. Yeah, but he uses it a lot of different vocals in his music. Also, more post-punk vocals, than more hardcore, than with a blackened edge on it. So yeah, I really like that tone. Yeah,
Yeah, it is hardcore vocals, but just as you say it now, it just hit me. The Chuck reference, like, you know, that is it the pulling of you know, he pulls the
spitting
the word.
He's spitting the words in your face.
Yeah, that's in there. That's in there.
Yeah.
Good catch. Nice call. Yeah, nice call. Yeah. Rich, any more on that one?
No, I completely agree with it. I really did enjoy it. I have listened to the whole EP, and I think that's definitely the way to listen to it. It is as a whole rather than splitting it up into tracks. But yeah,
yeah, it is true to say, Rich, that you were going to bring this track to the table at some stage too, weren't you?
I was, yes, but didn't beat me to it, so I had to fall back on Godthrymm.
By look, you did well on both counts there, really. Like, but it's mad, isn't it? With all the music, lads, that we had to choose from, of all the fucking genres, releases.
It's impossible.
You would think it's impossible. The two of you picked A Pregnant Light. I mean, it's crazy stuff initially. But
going on out there.
What's that?
It's something weird going on out there.
There certainly is, as we're starting to even think alike now after 3 episodes. It's gone mad. Right. So look, there we have it. There's our 6 tracks. If you were to pick a favorite track of the 6, guys, what would you? I haven't asked this before, but it just came to my mind there. What would you think?
Do you need to ask me?
Godthrymm, for yourself. I'm going to go with Domhain. That's because it actually just blew my mind last week when I heard it for the first time. Bought the long sleeve top, bought the vinyl, lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels. Yeah. Tim, what was your favorite track this week?
Well, it's a combined number 1, like Pregnant, My Right Side, and the As Titans from Godthrymm. Yeah. So both great songs. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I suppose 6 great songs. Really, lads, we've nothing but good things to say about everything that came to the table this week. Everything brought something different, didn't it? Again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, even Rich not here in body, he is there in spirit with his choice anyway.
He is, and that's what it's about, isn't it? Is different music, and
yeah,
6 very different tracks here, and they're all very good in their own way.
Yeah.
Just something that came to me there as well, just briefly there when we were talking about the 2 post-rock, ambient post-rock tracks there, which we had False Hope for the Savage and Etnah. Like, they're both classified as post-rock, right? But they're very, very different tracks, weren't they? You know, I mean,
I wouldn't call Etnah really post-rock in this song, but
yeah. What would you call the ambient song? Just ambient music, or I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know how you call it.
Just came to my mind there as I just said.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
what's that, Rich?
Back to the discussion about labeling and genres and subgenres, and where does it end? I think good music's good music, and that's the way it should be. I guess post rock is a wide genre, like metal would be a wide genre.
The band itself has on Bandcamp chamber rock, experimental, chamber pop, and post rock. So yeah, you can call it that.
Thanks, Tim.
It's all in there.
Tim gave me the green light there. You didn't hear post rock coming from you at all. I said, shit on you. So look, we've had 6 great tracks, guys. We've had Glen with the track Polymorphine, Domhain with
The Morning Star.
The Morning Star. Cinders was False Hope for the Savage.
We'll start that bit again.
Godthrymm as Titans and The Pregnant Lights, My Right Side. So guys, 6 tracks, get on their Bandcamp pages. I know there's 3 of those at least that aren't out till the 20th of October, but there's all, obviously, as we have it, those tracks already been released, so go and pre-order and support the bands. Guys, that's it for this week. Rich and Tim, thanks as always.
No problem, been a pleasure.
We enjoyed that. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And Rich B, we hope to see you back next month.
Yes.
To fill a few more minutes of it. I wouldn't say bullshit.
What were the words he used again? Just to Luscious, glistening, and cinematic. That's Rich.
Yes.
Once more, there, Rich. What the three of those?
Luscious, glistening, and cinematic.
Oh, it just rolls off the tongue. Right, there you go, guys. So 6 tracks. Check them all out. We'll see you next month. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Richie Dewey, who edits and produces this show. And talk again soon. Take care.